Well, good morning, everybody. Good day, good afternoon, wherever you're sitting on the planet. It could be morning, afternoon, or evening. And welcome to the show. I'm Dr. Laurie Davis. And right now we're streaming live on E360 TV, our YouTube channel, Laurie Davis Show Host, and also on our Facebook page, Self Worth, the Missing Link Superstars. And I have a superstar here with me today. Her
Oh,
name is her name is Pink Lady.
yes.
So I want you to sit back and relax and get your notebook out because there might be a few tips here today about how to live life and how to survive life and how to be so beautiful. So over to you, Pink Lady. I'm going to ask you just to introduce yourself.
Oh, hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be on Dr. Laurie's show. I met her a little while ago, and what a vivacious, entertaining lady she is, most creative. With me, I tell people that I am, don't laugh now, I tell people that I am an enthusiastic, exciting, energetic, and entertaining lady of 91 years young. Yes.
All right.
I,
Well, you don't look it and you don't act it. Maybe that's the secret, right?
you know what? I tell people that it's very funny, Laurie, that at this stage in my life, okay, when someone says I don't look it, I go, well, thank goodness. One woman once asked me in one of my seminars, Pink Lady, what do you do to keep yourself looking like this? And up there, I said, everything I can, honey.
I love that. I
Oh
love
my God.
that.
And I owe it all to Nivea night cream. Okay. Nivea and Night of Olay, Laurie.
Oh, yes.
Night of Olay.
Yes.
Every night. I must have done that for 75 years.
Wow.
So I mean,
Well,
I think that helps a little bit. But I honestly think it's attitude. And we can talk about
okay.
that.
Okay, let's talk about that. But this is something about me you might not know why pink is so important to me. I worked with the Mary Kay organization for 12 years.
Oh wow. Okay.
After I finished teaching, I taught school for 15 years. Then I joined the Mary Kay organization. Well, I'd done that while I was still teaching and I loved it so much.
Right.
Built a big business, had 4 pink cars.
I love it.
I know. And I'm like you. I know that taking care of our skin early on pays off down at the end of the road.
It
Just look at
does.
us.
Yeah, I mean, really, I tell people I also owe it to my mother who had great skin and my grandmother on her
Oh,
side, and
wow.
it just worked because when the skin is clear like this, yeah, you get and your skin is great. So, but
Thank
I
you.
owe it. I tell people to attitude, and we all have an attitude, as you know. So
Mhm.
I know where I got my attitude. I was 4 years old, okay, and it was a rainy day, and it was in Boston, and my mother was 8 months pregnant with my sister, and we were waiting for a bus, and the bus came and it was full. And the man leaned out and he saw my mother pregnant, 8 months pregnant, and the little girl, me. And he went, I'm sorry, but this bus is full. You're going to stand 2 hours to get to Boston proper. And I don't know what happened, Laurie, but my hand dropped from my mother. I jumped up in the stairwell. I was like 4 years old, very precocious. I jumped up in the stairwell of the bus and I put my hands on my hip and I went, excuse me, but isn't there a gentleman on this bus who let a lady sit down? 3 men got up.
Oh my gosh.
And I think that day, Laurie,
Yeah.
my attitude of letting no one rain on my parade was born. So,
Yeah.
and you have an attitude. Where was your attitude?
Well, I guess it happened to me when I was around 12, and I'll have to thank my dad for this. When you mentioned Boston, we were brought up in Nova Scotia, Canada, and we traveled to Peabody and Lynn
Oh, yeah.
every year to visit my dad's relatives because my granddad was born in Peabody, Massachusetts.
Oh my goodness.
I know the connections. So when I was 12, my dad said, I have a book I need you to read. I have a book. Just hang on. Gave me this in 1962,
Oh my
autographed it,
God.
and it is Success Through a Positive Mental Attitude by W. Clement Stone and endorsed by Napoleon Hill. Now,
Oh
I'm
my God.
12. This was probably only one of the 10 self-help books on the planet at the
Right.
time,
Oh
right?
my, yes. Oh
So
my.
I opened it up and I went, Daddy, I can't read that. It's too many words. And I was always a good reader. He said, You read this. And that was the beginning of my journey in having a positive mental attitude.
Yeah. I owe it. I think everything I've done in my life, I had, I tell people it's choices, as you know, that we make. When I was 17, I had graduated from high school at 16 and a half. At 17, I met, hello, a very handsome Navy man. Okay.
Oh, yes.
8 years old, a uniform, yeah, the whole thing. And my mother said, I thought you were going to go to Salem Teachers College. And, well, Mom, I met, Irving. Anyway, needless to say, I got married. By the time I was 25, I had 3 children. And at
Wow.
26, I became a widow.
Oh,
And that began my attitude about, will I be a victim, Laurie, or will I
mhm,
be a survivor at
mhm.
26? And I
Wow.
decided that I'm going to be a survivor. And it went from there. I was lucky my mother and dad, they were married because, it was 1932 when I was born. And they had me, they were married in 1930, right in the heart of the Depression. And they were
Wow.
married at 16. And boy, that's what you
Yeah.
did in those days. Here I am at 91. In those days, we got married young. Today, like yourself, you're a successor. You went to college, Laurie?
I went into the Nova Scotia Teachers
There
College.
you go.
That's how I started.
Yeah. I know,
And I
no.
taught school for 15 years.
Wow.
But yes, my mom was 16 when she had me. My mom is still living as well.
How young
Um,
is she?
she's 91.
Oh, yes, we can celebrate together.
Right. And she's a good looking woman too.
I love it. Well, when that happened, I didn't know what to do because I never worked in my life. I went right from school to the marriage bed, and I went to manicure school, and I've got my
Oh,
manicure license because I had to support 3 kids. And I got to tell you the one story, if we have time for one funny story.
absolutely.
It was named Mary Ann Bowser's Beauty Salon. Okay. And Mary Ann was a B actress in Hollywood. And this was in the Beverly Hills Hotel. There was an ad. I graduated Marinella School on a Wednesday. Wednesday night, my dad looks in the paper. He goes, "Hey, Pink." He says, "There's an opening for a manicurist at the Beverly Hills Hotel." Well, the Beverly Hills Hotel was the hotel here in Hollywood. And I said, "Wow, I'm going to go tomorrow." So Thursday morning, I get up, put my little white uniform on, carry my little manicure case, and I go to Mary Ann Bowser's beauty salon. I get there and I said, "Hi, I'm here for the job." "Oh, really? Okay, beautiful woman, beautiful woman." And she says, "You have to give me a manicure." "Oh, okay." So sat down and I gave her a manicure. Now, Lori, you and your audience know that a regular manicure, just a regular one, no gels, nothing that in those days, takes around 30 minutes, 25, 30 minutes. You massage the arm and this and you whatever. 1 hour and 45 minutes later, I sit back. I said, "I'm done." I was so proud of myself. And Mary Ann Bowser looks at her hands and she goes, "Oh my God, this is the worst manicure I have ever had in my whole life." And now, Lori, I'm crying. I'm 26, 27. I'm crying. And she goes, "Well, stop. What are you crying for?" I said, "Well, I tried." She says, "Forget that. She said, I can make you a manicurist, the best one in 6 months. But I can't give you that zest for life that you have, that energy, that joie
Oh,
de vivre. My customers are going to love you."
look who's here. Look
Oh,
who's here.
the prince? Is that Fleet? Oh my
Yes,
God.
yes. Tuning in.
My favorite guest star.
Oh
Oh,
my God, I love him. We're such good friends. Thank you, Prince, for being here. Wow.
I love that he is. When I tell you I had him on my show, well, that's a long story
Yeah.
too. But he is just adorable. But after that, I worked and I made money for my family. So that
Yeah.
was I got
Wow.
a job anyway. So yeah.
Right.
But
Right.
we all have to go on with life. And
That's
people
right.
always say, "What did you do after?"
Mhm.
Well, I had to look for a husband. I had 3 kids, and I mean, in those days, that's a lot of people to bring to a marriage. And
Yes.
I was very lucky. I met a man, name was Walter, and at a singles weekend, I have balls. I mean, pardon the expression. I
That's
just,
okay.
yeah,
That's
my,
okay.
my, my mother said to me, "You got to go to a single weekend because you got to meet somebody." So I went. It's called Highland Springs. You're going to Palm Springs, you were telling me. Right
Yes.
before Palm Springs, there's a place called Highland Springs. And they had a hotel there. They did single weekends for different age groups. The one I went to was from 25 to 45, which was
Oh, wow.
perfect, which was perfect. And I
Right.
went, and my mother gave me some instructions, as all mothers do about this. And I went there, and the first instruction was just mingle, just be there. So I went, and I had such a good time with people. Hi, and at that time I didn't use Pink Lady. I wasn't a Pink Lady then. I was Jackie, and oh hi, and I'm Jackie, and I went out to the pool that Saturday, and I remember everyone. I was 26, 27, and nothing happened. So my mother did a plan B. You're going to enjoy this. I ran back to the hotel room, put on my tennis outfit, grabbed my tennis racket, ran down to the tennis court, and sat there. And a few minutes later, this older gentleman, gray hair, very nice looking, stopped by and he said, "Hi." He said, "How about a game of tennis?" Oh, God, thank you so much for asking. I just finished. Now, Laurie, I never played tennis in my life.
I know.
But I went out and bought the uniform, had bought the racket. He looked at me, he goes, "Well, what about if we grab a cup of coffee and just talk?" And that was it. He was 12 years older than I, a widower with 2 children.
Wow.
And he asked me to marry him a year later. And that
Wow.
was that was a big thing because now that would be 5 children under the age of 8. So what happened was I went to my rabbi. Now we all have, I guess, different religions. Mine is Jewish. I went to
Right.
my rabbi and I said, "Rabbi Weinstein," and I told him the story. I said, "What do I do?" He said, "Stop. Think about what you're doing. You're going to get 5 kids. You're really going to bring them up because they're young. How do you feel about it? How do you feel?" And I said, "I feel it's only another few extra hamburgers on the table." And he said, "Yes, you're going to make it."
Wow.
And we did. So we all have our stories.
Absolutely.
Now, were you ever married?
I was married. I've been married 3 times.
I love you. I
My
love you.
current husband, we've been together 32 years.
Yes, Lori.
When we met, he was 50 and I was 42.
Love it.
My first husband passed away at 34, so I was left young as a widow as well.
There you go.
I was on my own for 5 years.
Wow.
And I was lonesome and I was thinking, oh my gosh, like, is this all there is? I mean, really working, coming home, eating a TV dinner.
Yeah, I
I
know.
didn't have any children. I didn't have any
Okay.
children.
Okay.
So I decided to go out one evening to a bar, and it was a singles club and it was at a private club. So I felt safe. And
Right.
anyway, I saw this handsome man across the room and I went, I am going to marry that.
A woman after my own heart.
Right.
Yeah.
And we were married for 18 months. And I sent him packing back to mommy because he was an only child, 38, had never been married. And I said, you know what? You like your mommy better than you like me. So this isn't going to work.
Oh my
So then
God.
I was alone again for another, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, and I met Ron. And that is like my soulmate, love
I
of my
love
life. He had 2 girls. They were pretty much grown at that time.
it. Okay.
And we've been together ever since. And he was in the aircraft industry
Oh,
and a mechanic. And he worked another year, and then we started our business together in 1992.
I love it. I love
So
it.
we've been together since then.
When I married Walter, he was the one, by the way, he was a marketing genius that put the Pink Lady persona, the brand, on the map. Uh,
Oh, wow.
there's a place called the California, he was a sales rep for women's wear. And there was a place downtown called the California Mart, which was the fashion world. And he was a salesman for, oh my God, uh, about 15 years before I even knew him. And he said to me, "You're not going to be a manicurist anymore. You, with that personality, you can sell. You're going to sell anything." So it was women's wear and brought me into the business. And one day I was walking down the California Mart, and I wore all colors at that time, up until that time. And all of a sudden, someone yelled, they didn't know my name. "Hey, Pink Lady." And he says, "Come here. Come here." He was standing in the doorway. He said, "You are now going to be the Pink Lady. Everyone's going to know you." Oh, okay. Within 2 weeks, Lori, 2 weeks, we had a glass showroom there, which showed all our fashions. And within 2 weeks, up on the showroom wall, it said, "Walter P. Goldberg and Associates, starring with a pink star, the Pink Lady."
Oh, my gosh.
Lori, it like ballooned. It ballooned like you cannot believe it. And within 6 months, there was no one that remembered Jackie. She was gone. And then within that time, I brought Pink Lady not only of marketing, but into my personal life. So that I'll tell the audience, I have the 5 kids that we started with, 6 grandkids, and now 11 great grandkids who all call me Pink Grandma.
Aw.
So, I mean, it's like you're saying, it's like you go through these things. I've had 2 partners. Walter passed away after 39 years, and I was 72 then. I was not 26. That's the big difference.
Mhm.
Because now at 72, I had to create a new life. And I
Right.
made the choice that, like you, is starting something new. I was going to go into the entertainment world. I thought, I want to be an actor. I want to be a writer. I want to talk to people. I want to be a motivational speaker. I mean, completely different. And I know you and many of the audience will understand that sometimes you got to go for broke. You just do.
Absolutely.
And now,
Absolutely.
what business did you go into with Ron?
Well, he looked at me, and this is the only person in the world that ever asked me this question. What do you this and I had just, resigned after 12 years with the Mary Kay organization, and I was in between, and he said, "So what do you want to do for the rest of your life?" I mean, who asks you that?
I love it.
Like, really?
I love it.
And I said, "Well, you know what? I've I've been a teacher, I've been in education, I've been in sales and marketing, and I have lots of great information to share, and I'd like to own and operate my own training company, my own private training company, and do school my way."
I love it. Love it.
And that's what we've been doing for 32 years
Oh my God. You
and,
see,
and
y-
still doing it.
and you found your soulmate. Well, with Walter, he was my soulmate. And he created the Pink Lady. When he died, and when I was 72, the funeral, I got to tell the audiences because you're going to understand.
Sure.
The funeral was like 300 people because we had salespeople all over and friends and family and kids. And a woman walked over to me. We were just finished with the eulogy and all that. And she whispered in my ear, kind of loud, "You should be ashamed of yourself."
What?
And started to walk away, Lori. And I went, "Excuse me, what?" And then it hit me. Before I even asked her what she meant, I knew what she meant. And I looked at her and I said, "You know what? if I didn't wear pink, because I wasn't wearing black, Laurie, if I didn't wear pink, my dear husband wouldn't know that his pink lady was here.
Wow.
And she looked at me, Laurie, and she started to cry. And she said, I am so sorry. See, people just don't get it. I mean,
No.
I have pink hair. I listen, I do what I want to do. I know who I am. I know. I'm a creative, vital, productive woman who is of an age, and I try to help other people every day. So someone like that, after we had that encounter, that just goes away. Because
Yes.
I'm still a survivor. I'm not a
Yes.
victim. And then
Yes.
I went on and I met, I dated about a year later. How long in between men did you date? How long?
Oh, not too long after, because I figured, you know what? They're not coming back. And
Remind
I'm
me,
not and I'm not getting any younger.
oh
So,
no,
you know,
remind me of a story of knocking on your door. Please remind me of
yeah.
that a little later. Anyway, um, so I decided to go to Toastmasters, and
Okay.
I met my next partner when we were with 8 years, Arnold, who was darling. But before that, I got to tell you, I started to teach people motivational speaking. I loved it. That it was called senior sexuality, and it
Oh, I
was
love this.
my seminar was senior sexuality is alive and well, no matter what time, what place, or what age. And I had a whole thing on that. And one woman once asked me, well, Pink, what do you do? I mean, you have this seminar and you're telling all about these things. I must tell you, did you know that the largest group of people ever in America, and I'm saying for the US or even almost in the world too, to get a social disease are women and men over the age of 65? Did you know that?
No.
Because Laurie, say I'm married 40 years. Well, I'm
Mhm.
married to one man. I'm not worried about anything. But when you lose someone through divorce or through loss, through death, now you're out in the world. And now you're older. You're 65, 70, 75, 80. I mean, you're out there. And they don't understand, my age group does not understand condoms. And I was teaching that you got to have a condom beside your bed. And they're going, well, what are you talking about? So I went out. This is a story you're going to get hysterical. I went out to buy condoms. And
Oh
I went to
dear.
a drugstore because that's where we have them here in US. And I went over to the man who was standing at the counter. And these two macho bikers were there. And they're buying something. I said, excuse me, I just want to ask the man something. Go ahead, lady, go ahead. And I said, sir, where are the condoms? The minute I said that word, the two macho guys are going, what? And they're hitting each other. And he said, oh, we have them locked up back in the room. So I go, okay. So how do I get there? Oh, I'll have to take you. And the two guys, and he said, but I'm waiting on them. Two guys go, no, you take her. So the guy takes me down. Out of the corner of my eye, these two macho guys are following us. We get down there, and there's a case all glassed in. And I said, well, how do I buy them? Well, I said, what's that one? Love Eternity. Oh, how does that come? Oh, it comes in a 4-pack. Good, I'll take 6 packs. And now the guys are almost on the floor. And then I said, what's that one? And he goes, that one is called Love Triangle Forever. Oh, I want that. How many do you get? Well, you get 12. I'll take a dozen. Now the guys, they're on the floor. Anyway, this went on for a few minutes. Get back, and I pay for it. And as I leave, the two macho guys go, hey, lady. He said, we want to come to whatever you're doing. Anyway, but that's how you make things happen. And
Mhm.
you have to be real about it, when you're
That's right.
a single person. But anyway, so I
That's
met
right.
my third partner, and that lasted for 8 years. So,
Wow.
I mean, it's funny, but dating is a whole other subject that we could go on
Oh, we could do
forever.
another whole
A
show
whole,
on
a whole
that.
show. Did you
Yes.
ever hear in the U.S. here? It's called Ms. Senior Pageant.
Yes.
Okay, my friends all said to me, "You got to go because you're of an age and you got to meet people. You got to go in the pageant." And I said, "Hello." I don't really do pageants. I don't sing or dance. No, no, no. But you talk. You got to go. So I entered a pageant. The women were, I was at that time 75. The women were from 65 to 85, or close to 89, the dancer. And there was 18 women. And they were all talented. They were fabulous. They danced and they sang. I did a monologue that I wrote called To Be or Not to Be. Mine was to age or not to age. That's the question. Anyway, I won. I won Miss Senior LA County.
Oh my
And and I was like, "Oh my God, you got to be kidding." But that got me an agent for acting. I mean,
God.
everything like was in a row. It was like meant to. Do you believe in karma?
Of course.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, what is something that happened to you that was like it was meant to be? Meeting Ron, yes.
Hmm.
What else? What else?
Meeting you.
Uh, bless you. Bless you for
Yeah.
that. Bless
Yeah,
you.
for sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
I say everything is written. Am I right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Uh,
Absolutely.
anyway, so I met Arnold after that, and he was my soulmate for 8 years. Then I noticed it in the business. Oh, I got an agent. I got commercials. I was on the Super Bowl commercial called Loctite. I had it right in the front of the world. I mean, it was one of my friends called me and they said, "We just saw you in the commercial Loctite. You were right there pinning a unicorn on your outfit." And for like 3 seconds or 4 seconds, which is unheard of in the business, unless you're talking about their product, which I wasn't. It was just me there. And he said, "How did you do that? How did you?" I said, "I slept with the director." I mean, I didn't, but I mean, I was lucky. But my
Yeah.
point is, anyway, uh, and that got me an agent, and then I was in commercials, Loctite. I also did. I was on House with
Oh,
a
wow.
doctor there, and I wore purple. I wore a purple Armani suit, Laurie. You would love the suit. It was so gorgeous. And I said to him afterwards, "I want that suit." And he looked at me, the doctor, what's his name? I can't remember the actor's name, but he was darling. And he said, "Pink, we're going to remember you. You can have that suit." They don't usually do that because it belongs
No.
to, the costume thing. I still have that suit that I wear for auditions and things. But that was a fun time being out there. And that's
Yes.
that's what it's all about. It's Laura, you know this. It's knowing who you are. Looking in the mirror, I tell people, they say, "Well, what do you do when you first get up in the morning, Pink?" Attitude. I said, "You know what? I look in the mirror and I say, wow, you're not bad. You're going to help someone see life through rose colored glasses."
Oh, wow. I love
And
that.
I do. And I do. And
Mhm.
I try to do that. Uh, my partner died. Do you ever hear of Grosfeld disease? It's a mad cow disease in a human being.
Yes. Yes.
Within 3 months, he was gone. And that's 3 months I met my current love of my life. He's a chaplain, Vietnam, U.S. Vietnam Air Force for over 62 years. And audience, he is 12 years younger than me. Yes.
Thank you. Why is it okay? Let's ask that question. Why is it okay for an older man to have a younger woman? Like, just look at Hollywood, right?
That's
Like,
right.
why is that okay? But
And
if you and I wanted to date somebody in their 30s right now, we would be like
oh, crazy. Crazy.
blackballed,
That's
right?
right. Yeah. Yeah. It's
So
I,
what is that about?
you know what? It's all in perception. I
Okay.
belong in SAG-AFTRA to it was called the Seniors SAG-AFTRA, National SAG-AFTRA, and we changed it the other day. It is now called uh, uh, performers of an age living well. No word of seniors. The word, people have to understand that today, look, 91 years young. Someone said to me, by the way, I go to the gym every day. So when I first started, I'm a little older, so this girl came over. Oh, I love your pink and I love your outfit. And how old are you? And I said, excuse me, don't ask me that. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't. No. Ask me how young I am. Oh, okay. How young are you? I think I was 89 at the time, 88. And blew him away. And I said, why are we so on the fact of an age? Laurie, you look to me like a 59, 60-year young lady. I don't care what your age is. That's what I perceive you. You're a beautiful woman. You have zest for life. Why wouldn't someone ask you and if you said your age and they go, really? Well, you can't do this, or you can't marry a guy that's this. This is ridiculous. You don't marry someone for age. You marry someone for compatibility. You marry them for friendship. In my class on senior sexuality, I tell people it's not sex after 65, 70. That's not that important. It's not intercourse. That's what I mean. Not intercourse that's important. In, out, goodbye, thank you, go to bed, good night. Hello. Can we talk about this? Like Joan Rivers would say. I met her. I loved her. We became friends. She said, it's not intercourse. It's relationship. It's love. It's having someone hold your hand. It's someone give you a kiss in the morning. It's someone to hug you. At this stage in our lives, what are we looking for? Laurie, at this stage in your life, you have Ron. Say you were not married. What would you look for? What would you look for in a man?
Somebody who could sit and have meaningful conversations with me, and someone who, when they open their mouth, sawdust doesn't come out.
There you go. There you go.
You know,
it's when I looked around when I started dating, I wanted someone who was one of my first dates. Okay, but 1 second, I'm reading in Hollywood. When asked, I say old enough.
Laugh.
My age is unlisted number. Love. No, I think I'm the only one in Hollywood that gives my age. It's really funny. I just do. But I lost my train of thought there.
Oh, I'm sorry. We
no,
interrupted.
That's okay. That's funny though. But age to me is, Arnold and I, 12 years younger. I'd always gone with men older. It was like 8 years older. He was 8 years younger. Sorry, 8 years younger. And it was like nothing. Who cares? It's romance. It's holding someone's hand. It's going to a theater. It's having someone to talk to at night. It's someone that when you're in a restaurant. I would rather be alone. And that's another thing. You have to be independent when you lose someone. When I lost Walter, I went on a cruise. First thing, all alone. My kids said, Mom, you can't do that. I said, excuse me? Of course I'm doing that. Because I had never done it. I had to prove to myself that I was independent, that I could take care of myself at any time. On the cruise, I met fun people, and I got home, and one of the people that I met, I started a date. And I called my kids one night, and they said, hi, Mom, where were you last night? I said, I went out on a date. And it was my oldest son. I said, Michael, and he was so smart. Stop. Okay. TMI. Well, I didn't know what TMI was. And I went, okay. And I changed the subject. I quickly called one of my friends up, Laurie, and I said, what the hell is TMI? And they went, too much information. Oh, okay. So now, a few weeks go by. I get a call on a Sunday morning, same one, Michael, and he always watches over me. Hi, Mom. He said, Harumi and I called you last night. We wanted to invite you to breakfast this morning, and there was no answer. It was about 11. No answer. Mom, we called you at 1:30 in the morning, and there was no answer. And I went, TMI. And never again did they ever ask me. That's one thing I tell my people in my audience. I tell them, never let your children rule your life. When you are single, when you're of an age and you're doing other things like my pink hair or my going out with different people that maybe they're not crazy about or whatever, TMI,
Right.
we have a life.
Exactly. And that takes me back to what we were talking about, the label senior. We were discussing that when I put that flip up there, but um, it's like it separates you from the rest of humanity.
Yes.
And the word, you would be of an age where when you were in your teens, you weren't called a teenager.
No.
That didn't really come in until the 50s.
Correct.
And then our teenagers became a separate problem age group.
Right.
See
Right.
how that, rather than just being the young people in our family
Yeah.
or our younger cousins or our younger, no. So label. But I have a cute one on Wednesdays here. You're
Okay.
allowed, seniors get a 10% discount on their groceries
Oh, okay.
in two of our stores.
Okay.
And every single time, and I love it. The young people, especially, they'll say, "Oh, do you qualify for the seniors discount?"
I love it. I love
And I said, "Well, if 74 is a senior, yes, I do."
it.
And they said, 74?
They don't believe it.
Yeah. You
But
know,
see, when they say 74, right away, we're ancient. I mean,
oh yeah.
think of me when I walk in somewhere and they'll say, and I'll say age, I'll say, oh yeah, 91 years young. And then, oh my, this like you're dead. Oh, that's like someone once asked me, we were at a seminar and this little lady raises her hand, right? And she said, Pink lady, do you, well, you know, do you, excuse me, do you want to know if I have intimate, romantic relations? Well, yes. How do I look? Oh, you look wonderful. How's my skin? Oh, your skin is beautiful. Does that answer your question?
Oh,
Because if you remember, and I think it could have been in your time also, because you're younger, way younger, but my mother would say to me if she would see a little girl with a lot of zits and stuff, and I had zits, and all that, and she would see someone with the smooth skin at say 14 or 15. My mother would say, "You know what? I'd rather you didn't bring that girl home." Mom, why? Well, there's, just you know what? There's other nice little girl. Their mind was that if you didn't have zits, you were playing around at that age. I mean, that was
oh.
the old. I mean, it was like so. When I said to my age group, which was the 70s, 80s at that time, and I said to my, how's my skin? They knew what I meant. I mean,
Oh,
it's so in Hollywood, it's still bad. It is really bad. I got when you get an audition thing, old lady needed, old woman needed, not of an age, not even. I would have liked even the word senior at that point, but not old lady, and that's what they do. And old man, it's the same thing today, but men, it's a little different with them in the aging process.
mhm.
It just is. I did a movie. Uh, well, we'll get to that in a minute. But as I said, when I did my motivational speaking, I wrote a book. Now you've written a book, Laurie.
Yes, I'm
Um,
working on a few.
I know. Mine. I'm doing a revision. It's called "Get Up, Get Out, and Get a Life." And on the
Oh, I love it.
and on the bottom it says, "It ain't over till I say it's over."
I love that.
And I'm revising that and bringing that to the title and all that stuff. But what's your latest book?
Well, the one I'm working on right now, I've been in a couple of compilation books, but I have a cute story about that too.
Okay,
But I have a friend visiting me right now, a house guest. She's been here about 6 weeks, and she's an established author. She's 81,
I love
Sylvia
it.
Somerville, and she's amazing. And we've held a couple of writers' retreats where she's
Oh,
actually teaching us the 15 most important components of a bestseller.
wow.
So I brought her in because I had some clients and I have a little retreat center here. And so we've been working on that. But my first compilation book was in 2005. And then over during COVID, I was involved in a beautiful book in Canada here called Ignite the Entrepreneur.
Oh, I like that. Oh, I love
Yeah.
that.
So
Yeah.
I was one of 35 authors. But now I'm working on a sort of a quick book. It'll be my first one out. It's called 100 Shades of Dysfunction.
I love it. I
And
love it.
people actually get to, am I this? Am I that? And so out of 100, what percentage are you dysfunctioning,
Oh,
for lack of
that's
better
I
words?
no, I love it. When I think of dysfunction, I think I did a show on. I did 10 musicals called Senior Star Power Production Company,
Oh,
and
yes.
I did 10 musicals and 4 cabarets in my time.
Wow.
And
Wow.
in Hollywood, the last one, the one in Hollywood, The Beat Goes On. Uh, I got a call about a week before we opened, and it was from a man called Chaplain Dove. And he said, I'm a veteran and I work for the veterans. Is there a way that you could let veterans, say one night a week, come in and give them some tickets free? I said, you know what? Friday night. How about I give you 2 rows, 20 seats, free every Friday night for 12 weeks? Oh, he said, that's great. So I did it. So the 12th week came, and Arnold was sick at that time. And I had a cameo part in the show. So I had someone helping me in the home with him. And it was a rainy night, and I get a call, and it's Chaplain Dove. It's a Saturday, about 2 in the afternoon. And he said, I want to tell you, it's the last weekend. I'm sending the veterans to the show tonight. They loved it, and they loved you, and it was great. I said, well, what did you think? Oh, I never saw it. I send them. I said, well, please, I'll make room for you and a guest, so come and see it. So we came to see it, and we met. Soon after that, my partner died. And I needed someone to do a celebration of life. So Chaplain Dove came, did a celebration of life, and we started to see each other, but as friends, as friends. And then within our audience, listen to this, because this is the way I feel. From 70 and 80, and 80 and 90, there's a little bit of a difference. And then 90 up. Time to us, each of those segments get very important. So we were dating for 6 months. And in the 6th month, I gave him my key. And I said, I think we're going to live together. And we did. So we've been together 13 years. And we started pinkladypresents.com. We started my TV show, Pink Lady Presents, which is on, every Sunday evening. My point is, Laurie, that you do what you have to do in life and you make your choices. So
Absolutely.
that was one of the big ones that I made. And have you made, and this is personal, but I'm going to get personal with myself too. Have you thought about when you're not here anymore, what's going to happen? Have you made any plans? Did you do anything? Because some people don't for their own celebration of life.
Yeah. Well, I have not. No, not yet.
Here's what I did. And I say this to everybody. Audience, your audience, please do this. I went into the cemetery that my late husband was in, and I bought a pink casket because that's a casket.
I love it.
It's a pink frosted casket. And I got that about 3 years ago. 8 months ago, I went in and I asked for the dimensions of the headstone. Because normally the headstone is bought by family or kids. I didn't want that. I went out to 8 quarries with Chaplain Dove and I bought a light pink with a black flecks on it, which goes in with the black around me. And I actually worded it, which was almost impossible because the woman at the cemetery said, what, you're not dead, thank you, God. I mean, the dates are on, the headstone. I said, not the way I'm going to do it. And here's what it says. The Pink Lady, Jacqueline H. Goldberg, wife, mother, pink grandma, and great grandma. It ain't over till I say it's over. September 3rd, 1932, to infinity.
Wow.
You know, Laurie, one has to know and make choices.
Hmm.
You have to like who you are. I know
Yes.
you like who you are. I know you love who you are, as you should. You're a beautiful, fabulous lady, and I thank you. Thank you for whoever the powers that be for getting us together.
Hmm.
And I feel that everyone out there has to be your own person. You have to love yourself. Because if you don't, who's going to? My point is that I don't care that I have pink hair. I don't care whether someone will look and say, oh, I think she has pink hair. 99% of the world love my pink hair. It's my attitude that goes
Hmm.
with it.
Hmm.
And I am so proud to be here with you today because I know your audience is an audience that wants people to be who they are.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I say, you know what? I went out, I did all that. My kids, after I told them, they went, wow, Mom, we would never have thought of that.
Oh,
Never,
wow.
never.
Wow.
And why not leave a legacy that is who we are?
That's right.
So that was my last choice that I did. And I'm still out there. I do go to the gym. Now, do you exercise at all?
Oh, yes. I joined the gym a while ago. I have an
Yeah,
appointment on Saturday
good.
with my trainer.
Oh,
Yes.
I love it. I love it. Yeah,
Hmm.
I go on the treadmill, uh,
Yes.
30 minutes. I'm now up 15, which is the highest of the incline, and 3 miles an hour. And I burn about 300, which is not a lot, but for me it's okay. I burn about 325 to 360 calories every
Hmm.
time I go on, which is perfect, perfect for
Hmm.
me. And it's more social at this stage in my life
Yes.
because I
Right.
meet more men and more women and more kids, and they all come over and they go, can we have your autograph? Because I give my card out. That's the other thing.
Right.
I know you have a card. I give my card
Oh,
out in the
yes.
grocery store when they come over to me. My mother always said, "Don't get out of bed until you have your card with you and your makeup on." So
Right.
my mother
Well,
was very wise. Now, was your mother? Tell me about your mom.
my mom was 16 and my dad was 26, home from World War II.
Yeah.
And they were married. And I came along shortly after. And then I have two sisters and a brother. And my dad just passed away in 2016. So I had my parents until I was 67.
Oh,
I was so blessed. And I
yes,
had
you
my
did.
grandmother until I was 57. She was just shy of 100.
Oh, Lori, that's fabulous.
I know, I know. My
Oh,
dad was 93. My mom is 91 now. But when you were talking about plans for after, my husband,
yeah.
I have done a couple of things I just recall now, but I said, the one thing you will do is play I Did It My Way, the Frank Sinatra version.
Yes, I have that written down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have that one written down, and I have "I Am Who I Am." One of
Right.
my singers on the show did that one, and then I have "It Ain't Over." There's a song, "It Ain't Over Till
Yes.
We Say It's Over." Love that. Oh, and wait a minute now. There's another one that's really cute. Oh, it's not where you start in life;
It's where you
it's where
finish.
you finish.
Finish. That is correct.
Love. So I
And
have all that done.
that's right. And you know how you've heard this? I know you have date of year of birth, year of death. The most important part of that is the dash, right? What went on between?
Yeah, what went on? I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So I was in a movie. I was starting to tell you. That's what I decided to say. Called "Give Me My Money." It's coming out this coming spring because of the strike and everything. Everything's been pushed back. And
Yes.
I
Yes.
played. The part said "old lady." I don't care. So I just put myself in there, and I get a call. The director would like to talk to you. Oh, okay, because I did a little audio thing and visual. And he said, look, your energy is fabulous. He said, and you're out there, and that's what we need for the beginning of the show. Would you mind if we like toned your hair, like really put pink and all colors in it, because this woman is like a rag woman. And we'll have no makeup, because I like the no makeup. I like that you're not old, decrepit. He said, and then I'll do it. Would you do that? I said, of course I'll do that. So on the show, I opened the movie. You got to see the movie. It's a funny one. It's a martial arts, and I have a voice box. And this young rapper is teasing me, and this young girl who is a jujitsu expert, she runs over, grabs him, and starts to beat him up. And I go, "Ew, go girl, beat the shit out of him."
Oh my gosh.
And he said,
funny.
after it was over, he called me up. He said, after the whole movie, he said, "You are the funny. You begin the movie. You begin the movie."
Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, Laurie, life
Well,
is
that's
good.
great. Yeah, for sure. Well, I am coming to California. How cool is that?
I think that is really cool. And I'm
Yeah.
going to see you at one of our events.
Yes, you are.
Global
And
Society
maybe our own event. Who knows? Our own little private visit.
visit. That would
Um,
be lovely.
that'd be great. That would be great. Um, so we're running out. We've got about 4 minutes left to the show. Is this not like the fastest hour of the day? And I
I don't
bet
know
you
where it
find
went. I mean, I went out the other night with one of my great grandkids. This is fast. She's 12, and she said to me, "Pink Grandma, are you going to be around all the time to see me at my games and at schools?" And I looked at her. I knew what she meant. I said, "Sweetheart," I said, "this heart over here," I said, "that's going to be yours when Pink Grandma is not here, and that's where I'll be." Oh, that's good. Okay, so I can carry you around with me. I said, "Yeah."
Yeah, our kid's great.
What do you say to? But what do you say to kids? That
Yeah.
was, to me, was, I didn't want to say I'm dying and I'm going to heaven and is that, you know
No,
what?
no.
I'm in your heart
Yeah, for
always,
sure. For
and
sure.
that's what I feel about the people that I've loved. That they're
Right.
there.
Right.
No. And you do this, and I bless you. You must have an audience. They have to love you, Laurie. They just do for all you do. I mean, they have to. They have to. And I bless you for, and I have it's the honor for me to be here. It just is.
Oh, well, it's my honor to have you here. And I'm so grateful that you were able to come. And I'd love to do another show because I'd love us to do a show on sexuality for
Oh,
seniors and have a couple of other women with us.
right.
And we could
Great.
fill an hour on that.
Oh, these 2 hours on that.
2 hours. Maybe we'll do a special show, 2 hour show.
That would be phenomenal. Senior sexuality is alive and well anywhere, any place, anytime, at any age.
I
So
love it. I
it's
love it. And I refer to myself when someone, a nice word that I like to use, which is, when people say you're older and you, whatever, excuse me for that. Gee whiz. I say, well, I'm seasoned. I'm a seasoned
I love
broadcaster
it.
and I'm a seasoned show host.
I love it. I call myself a seasoned performer. I
Yes.
never say senior. I always say I'm a senior, a senior performer.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sorry, a seasoned performer.
Seasoned
Because that's
performer.
where it is.
Exactly.
As I said, age is only a number. Don't use it. Forget it. Just be who you are.
Right. Well, I think that's a great way to end. And thank you so much. And I apologize, everyone, for that phone interrupt. I have 3 phones here, and I thought they were all turned off. I must have missed one.
I love it. That's
So,
okay. That's
yeah.
okay.
So, thank you so much. And we're going to, if you're watching the show right now, that's wonderful. Thank you to, and kudos to our mutual friend, Prince Fleet Easton, whom I'm going to visit when I come to Palm Springs. And thank you, Prince, for being here. He's always been a big supporter of mine and of my show and my work in the world. And so, really grateful to have him with us today.
Thank you.
So, the rest of the week, please, if you need a Laurie fix, just go into E360 TV, and all my shows are archived there. And pick one and watch it. We're busy for the rest of the week, so I'll be back on Monday. And Monday, I usually go solo and I just do something on my own, a 1 hour monologue on. Lately, I've been doing 100 Shades of Dysfunction because we need to recognize that when we are doing that.
Love that.
So bye for now, and just stay on, Pink, after the show. Once we're off camera, we can have a little chat. And thank you so much for being here. So let's do our royal wave. In Canada, we do that royal wave. And bye, everybody, and talk to you soon.
God bless.